Once upon a time, there were 5 Chinese brothers that looked just alike. They lived with their mother in a little house down by the sea. The first Chinese brother could swallow the sea. The second Chinese brother had an iron neck. The third Chinese brother could stretch and stretch and stretch his legs. The fourth Chinese brother could not be burned, and the fifth Chinese brother could hold his breath. Every morning, the first Chinese brother would go to the sea and fish and bring home some rare fish and sell it at the marketplace for a good price. One day, as he was leaving the marketplace, a little boy asked if he could go fishing with the brothers. The first brother said, "No, you may not go fishing with me. It's impossible." The little boy said, "Please let me go fishing." And the first brother said, "I'm sorry, it's impossible. You may not go fishing with me." The little boy begged, and finally the little brother said, "Okay, you can go with me, but when I signal for you to come home or come back, you have to come back to me." The little boy said, "Okay, I will. So the next morning they went to the sea to fish, and the little boy, the first brother, went to the sea and swallowed the sea. When he swallowed the sea, all the fish and all the treasures were on the fish bed, or the river bed. The little boy started running with delight. He started picking up things. When the older brother, the first brother, had gotten all the fish that he needed, he wanted to put the sea back in its bed. So he signaled for the little boy to come back, but the little boy would not come back. He saw him, but he still wouldn't come back. The Chinese brother was having a hard time holding the sea, and he kept signaling frantically, "Come back! Come back!" The little boy would not come back. Finally, the older brother had enough. He's frantically searching, "Come back, come back." The little boy did not listen, and he turned around and ran farther into the sea. The older brother tried to hold the sea, but he just couldn't. It started coming right out of his mouth. It went out of his mouth back into the riverbed, and the little boy was never seen again. So the first brother went back to the village without the little boy, and the people tried him, put him in prison, and said he was going to be killed. So the day of the killing came, all the village people gathered in the village, and the Chinese brother said, "Can I please go home to see my mother first?" So the executioner said, "That's only fair. You may go." So the first Chinese brother went to his house, but the second Chinese brother is the one that came back. The second Chinese brother had an iron neck. So when they went to chop off the brother's neck, it couldn't be chopped off. That made everyone even madder. So then the second brother was going to be executioned, and the day of the execution came, and the executioner said, or the Chinese brother said, "Can I please go say goodbye to my mother?" And the executioner said, "That is only fair." So the second Chinese brother went home, and the third Chinese brother came back. At this point, they were going to try to drown the brother. So they set out on a boat and threw the brother overboard. But it was the third brother, and he stretched his legs all the way down to the bottom of the sea. So he couldn't be drowned. That made everybody even madder. So next they were going to burn him. So they waited and went back to the shore. The execution day came, and the executioner was talking to the brother, and the brother said, "Can I please go home and bid my mother goodbye?" So the third Chinese brother went home, and the fourth Chinese brother came back. So they tried to burn the fourth brother, and he could not be burned. So that made everybody even madder. So they tried one more time and said this time they were going to throw him in an oven with cream filled, put in it's like an oven, but it was going to be stuffed with stuff, so the little brother couldn't breathe. So then they The day of execution came again, and the fourth brother said, "Can I please go bid my mother goodbye?" "That's only fair," they said. So when he went home, the fifth brother came back, and the fifth brother was the one that could hold his breath. So then they put the fifth brother in the oven, filled it with whipped cream all the way to the top where you couldn't breathe, and left him there overnight. The next morning they went to get him out, and he comes jumping out, and they were all so surprised that finally they said, "We've tried and tried to kill you, and you cannot be killed. So that must mean you are innocent. Please go live your life." And so the fifth brother went home, and they lived happily ever after.